I'm in the media now. Fuck
Yeah.
knows how, but I found a backdoor way into media.
Doing
And
well, Jim.
Yeah, well, it was never meant to be, but it is, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm loving the fact that I can do this and talk to you about it. But I've second guessed myself for the last while,
Yeah.
and chatting to different people, and the fact that life is influenced a lot by social media, and the state of the game at the minute.
Yeah.
And not just the finances, that's one part of it, but the safety of the game and everything. Like, that's everything's about that at the minute. All the talking points after every game, all the big decisions are
Yeah.
generally around high tackles and all these things. And not that I found myself second guessing, but I needed to sit on it for a while. And then having you in here and chatting to other mates, there's no better people best placed to talk about the direction of the game, but also what it's like, and talk about would they have done it again. I've given my body right to the game. I just spoke about it then. I've been fucked for 5 years.
Yeah.
Not bad, but bad enough to end up having surgery off the back of it. You've broke your arm so many times. And I'm watching this unfold where the narrative is about how dangerous the game is and player safety. And I'm not talking about historically, I'm just on about the here and now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rugby is a contact fucking sport.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous sport at the top end.
Yeah.
And that is what people love about it.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about it. That's what I love about the game. Not the fact that, oh my God, it's danger, danger, danger. The fact that not many people can do it.
Yeah.
Like, there ain't.
All willing to do it.
All willing to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Like, or are built to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's when you strip it back and I look at other sports, I love other sports. I love football, like I like UFC. I've started watching NFL. I'm not a fan of NFL, but I've been watching it because of the world that I'm in and because of the things that rugby are going through, similar to what NFL are going through or have been through and are kind of having to front because of the money and the commerciality and the profile around it. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, rugby's a sport in which it ain't for everyone. Like, as in, we're not talking of grassroots, or we're not talking about rugby as a whole. We're talking about the top end, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, watching the games and watching you play, I don't know what the percentage would be of people that could play like that, Bill.
Yeah.
It'd be 1% of the population. How are you as a player when you're watching this unfold? And I know you probably need to be careful with what you say.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about using about the game's gone soft, or because fuck me, it's not gone soft. For it to be sustainable, it needs to be safer.
Yeah.
So we know that we're at that point now. Like, how is it as players when you train in? Are you conscious of that? Oh, I wasn't. Man, I didn't miss a day
Yeah.
out of rugby ever in my career with concussion. Not a day. Never stood down. Flunked the cog tests or whatever they were, the tests to try and play. Was one of the first player. I was the first player to come off with an independent doctor playing against England. Marla hit me with a forearm and I got pulled off because they thought I had concussion. But my back was fucked. That's why I was wobbly. But as a player now, how are you seeing everything?
Look, this is obviously a tough one for me to answer, like you said, because I'm in it. However, what I would say is that with all the new law changes and that isn't just, tackling height, how you start your body, all these mitigating situations that you could or might not be in. I think it just opens up a way or a bigger grey area for rugby.
That's what in football, and people do speak about it, but you see, and I'm seeing it more now, and I'm not a fan of milking the pens, but you understand at the high level of performance, and where all the stress is that players, we've seen it all over.
Yeah.
It ain't just you.
You're
speaking about it. Everyone wants to win, milk a penalty, get a penalty kick to the corner, driving line out, and everything's so tight at the minute. In training, like, is it spoken about? So we keep using Owen Farrell because he's the topical one that's happened in recent weeks.
Yeah.
Like, would he be working on low body tackle? Like, is that a kind of
thing? We all do it.
All
do it, yeah. You were there when we used to do it with those tackle
shoes. I used to get
the
fucking monstered. Yeah, that was it. I was like
behind the posts.
But I know, but remember, like, we used to do, like, one high, one low. That was the terminology. One high, one low. Tie up the ball, 2 in.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just all chop.
No. It's still one high, one low, but it's more the higher guy doesn't come in as hard.
So it's more passive.
Yeah, he's more of a rapper, which then affects our defence, everyone's defence, which is probably why there's so many tries. Because it's hard to stop and say Esterhazy 1-on-1 low. Unless you go high on him, you're not tackling him. You know, think about Manu. You're not tackling him low by yourself. I mean, he's got massive legs. But to try and stop his momentum, even if he goes 2 meters, that's enough for the defence to move backwards. With all the defences wanting to come off the line right now, if you're having to move 2 meters back before you can run forward, it's harder to defend. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. But you're right. It has to be safer for people to want to play it. But then that's why people like watching it, because it's like gladiatorial, isn't it? You look at someone, you're like, fair play. Plays rugby, he's tough.
Yeah, and that's the fact.
Yeah.
At the highest level, that is the facts of it.